Savor the moment.
Sip the story.
Welcome to Wuxiaworld's Teahouse. I'm your host, Yojj.
And I'm Tokki.
And we're back. Thank you guys so much for your support in episode 1. I was nervous we would become just a one episode host. You guys have no idea how worried we were for the launch because, oh my god, I was losing so much hair.
Anyway, if you haven't heard episode 1 with our in-house weapons master, the retired penguin, go and check it out.
Now on with the show, a 2-part special.
Hey Yoj, did you know that we have an alien visiting us?
What? No, we don't. Who?
E.T. E.T. phone home.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Etvo from, Volare.
Oh, so you mean our guest isn't an alien?
Why don't we have her answer that question? Because what? Hi, dearly beloved guest. Is it Etvo or is it Etvo? And are you or are you not an alien?
Greetings, visitor from outer space. Welcome to Earth.
That's better than my usual intro, guys. I have to steal that for future use.
Do it.
It's
Take it and go.
it's at Volare. Hey everyone, it's at Volare. I'm most definitely not an alien, and my readers usually call me Etvo. So ETVO, but Etvo. Yeah.
Etvo, okay.
Yeah, that's better than my usual story because I usually say something like, "Oh, Volare was a regular, normal person just walking down the streets when one day she was struck by lightning and transmigrated to ancient China, where she became this cultivator seen once in 400,000 bajillion millennia and kicked ass." And that's where I usually stop.
Whoa.
Whoa, so do you cultivate fruits
Oh
or
my
vegetables?
gosh! I am an alien from the planet called xianxia, and I cultivate spirit fruits. There we go. That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
That could be a title. Like, I became a cultivator cultivating spiritual fruits.
I bet you that exists out there somewhere already.
It probably does. Somewhere. So tell us a bit about yourself before you came to Earth, got struck by lightning, and became the translator Etvo.
Wait, so I'm an alien who came to Earth and got struck by lightning? I'm the most unlucky alien ever. Where's the mothership? I'm going home.
Yes, you are the most unlucky alien ever. Our recording keeps stopping today. I'm sorry. What luck have
We
you
have
brought
this
us?
saying in Korean. We have this saying in Korea that if you leave home, you're bound to suffer.
Oh my gosh. So I'm the reason why this is our third time or fourth time recording the intro. Or it might be because I deviated from the proper path. Because I actually used to work in finance. Yes, I used to work in finance in my past life. And I actually went to school. I have a lot of degrees and certifications in finance. And then I experienced a cultivation deviation, and now here I am.
Being a translator.
I know, right? I used to work in M&A consulting when I was still in finance, so mergers and acquisitions.
You say that you are unlucky because you deviated from your path as a finance person, right? But we're going to just say that if you were a finance person, we wouldn't have brought you over here. Okay, so you are lucky that you are now a translator. We wouldn't have invited a finance role onto our site.
No, you guys invited an alien. You guys wanted an alien today.
Wait, so Kun, our producer Kun, he just said the karma from the finance industry has caught up.
Dun, dun, dun. That is right. Oh my goodness.
And since it's finance, right? It caught up with you with compounding
Oh my
interest.
gosh. Oh my god, that's so bad. That's such a bad joke. No.
He says he loved it. He said that is a good one. I loved it.
All right, this is obviously getting cut into the broadcast itself. Excellent.
Let's take a quick pause and talk about a different novel for real quick before we continue on with the episode.
So, Cozy, I know that you're currently working on Shrouded Seascape. Why don't you tell us a bit more? What is it about?
I don't know. I feel like I feel like the author has like some fetish for like tentacles because the female lead is this monster with this very pretty lady with tentacles.
Oh,
People sound kinky, and I'm in Japanese level kinky.
I mean, on top of the female character, he also gave the MC a tentacle ring.
Oh, maybe he just likes. Maybe he just likes squid.
Like he just like it long and flexible.
Well, no, it's not flexible. It's called flaccid, long and flaccid. Yeah.
Wrong genre.
Wrong website. Oops.
we're gonna stop right there before Tokki gets us in trouble. Go check out Shrouded Seascape to see what actually happens.
Since you've already deviated from the path of finance, let's not deviate from the path of this podcast. Okay. let's stay on track.
We're gonna spend 30 minutes talking
Well,
about
get
random
struck by
nonsense.
lightning.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
We have been struck
Okay.
by lightning. We had to redo it like 5 times.
Yeah.
Yo, buy Apple stock.
Riverside.
I think Riverside heard you curse it for the first time, and then Riverside was like, shaboom.
This is the podcast that never ends.
I write you
It
another
goes
essay
on
tonight.
and on, my friend. Some people started.
Anyway, so did being a full-time translator give you more freedom compared to when you were a finance bro?
Oh, for sure.
Sure
I
hope
think
so.
one of the I think one of the biggest draws of being a translator is complete freedom and flexibility over my schedule. Now, granted, we do have certain quotas of work that need to be met every single day, but how and where I do my work is completely up to me. So, if I wake up today and I'm just not feeling like it this morning, I can take the morning off and make up for it in the afternoon.
Nice.
So that part is definitely a lot more freedom. I love that.
I
And
know what
having,
you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. And having been in translating for so long now is actually this is actually my 9th year translating. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
So having done that for so long,
That's how old I am.
definitely appreciate it.
You mean mentally? You mean you're mentally 9 years old?
I'm not even reacting to that.
Man, you sound old for a 9-year-old. Puberty got you early.
Just wait till I get to Korea. We'll see what happens.
Please update us when you do.
Just
I
you
want to
wait.
see this.
Just you wait till I get to
We're gonna
Korea.
we're gonna record things for you and say like, hey, this is how Yojj beats people up.
Special episode when Yojj goes to Korea.
So going back to what you said a while ago, I completely agree because last year during Christmas there was a meme posted by Retired Penguin in our group chat, and it was a meme of someone typing and like there was Christmas outside, and he was like, "Guys, I think this is us."
Oh, and that's not a meme. That's so sad. That's a cry for help. Oh.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you guys are basically as translators working 24/7 in a sense because there are no set hours, right? So then would you say that's more taxing or less taxing physically or mentally?
Right. And that is, I think, one of the primary drawbacks of our job, or just being someone, a freelancer, essentially, in general. Because you have so much freedom, it also means that the work never stops, especially in our sphere of translating, because we're updating
God.
twice a day. So we don't get weekends, we don't get holidays, or sick leave, any sort of thing like that. You just have 2 chapters a day at a minimum.
You know how you guys are translators, so technically you guys have the freedom. So, and if you were to build up a stockpile, then technically you have the stockpile worth of time free to go vacation, right? In a sense. guess what?
Hmm.
If Tokki doesn't give me my chapters, then even if I'm on vacation, I gotta log on and be like, Tokki, where's my chapter? Give me my chapter. So I can't say being a manager is any less mentally taxing.
Oh, for sure.
By the way, Tokki, did you get your chapter in?
Are you my manager?
I'm doing it for
Are
her
you my
on
manager?
Fight, fight,
live,
fight,
just so that
fight.
everyone will know. Did you get your chapter in? Did you? Did you get your chapter in?
Oh yeah, I did. I did. Yeah. So my chapters are uploaded for tonight. I have to work today for my chapters for tomorrow.
Oh, you have today's chapter up.
Wait,
Okay.
this kind of brings me to what Etvo said. So you actually put it very perfectly in a very diplomatic way. Because if someone asked me, I would have said, yeah, my time management sucks. I have 24 hours in a day. I have 24 hours in a day to work, and I still don't get shit done.
I mean, even if you were in an office job, you would
Yeah.
be working 24 hours a day. Yeah.
Yeah, but like at an office job, once you clock off, you're pretty much done, right? Like you said, you don't work 24 hours a day.
Right. Tech.
But our chapters go out all over the
Mhm.
place.
Yep. Work never stops.
I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to upload a chapter because Toki gave it in at 3:59 a.m. And I
Oh,
was like,
damn,
"Fuck you."
dude. Yeah.
And I was like, good
Oh,
morning, go for a
gosh.
jog.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's tough, and I think that is one of the biggest drawbacks of our job. Like Yojj was saying, you can have a stockpile before you go on
Mhm.
vacation, and take that time off. Yeah, but then you actually gotta make that stockpile ahead of time, and do all that. And then when you come back from
Yep.
vacation, maybe you're tired, you're getting back into the groove of things, and sometimes people can ease into things
Mhm.
slowly, especially in an office job where you can just kind of be like, oh, I just got back and just chill in a little
Mhm.
bit, answer
Mhm.
some emails. But then in our line of work, it's nope, twice daily updates, go, go, go. You're back to the grind.
Boom,
Yep.
boom, boom.
Especially when you get sick, right? The moment you get
Yeah.
sick, you're screwed because
Yeah.
you're eating through
Uh-huh.
your stockpile, which is basically what happened to me because I had like a lot of health issues last year, so I was like
Oh yeah, he
going
does.
back and forth to the hospital and stuff. So that really ate into
Yeah.
my stockpile, and I no longer can afford to get sick.
Oh, yeah.
Typing at the hospital bed. We felt so bad making him give us chapters, but like,
So if I get sick, right, and then I
Mhm.
tell my manager, shout out Andy, love you. So if I tell her
Oh.
I'm sick, she's probably at
Oh.
the point where she'll ask me like, "Are you dead? Can you type?" Then keep typing. No, just kidding, just kidding. No, she doesn't do that. She doesn't do that. Okay, it's just
Yeah,
for
I
laughs.
think that is the biggest drawback of our job. It's just no, you have to work because there's no one backing you up. Because the
Mhm.
nature of our jobs is that we are responsible for a novel, and we are it. There's no backup,
Yes.
and you gotta perform. And I think this is where some folks might say, "Oh, then you should have a team of translators. That's why
that is
you have
absolutely
teams. You
true.
have that's people can back each other up." And personally, because I feel that translating our novels is more like an exercise in creative writing than, say,
Mhm.
straight translation, copy and paste from language A to
Yes.
language B. So for me, I really don't like working in a team of translators because everyone's writing style is different. Everyone's naming sense is
Mhm.
different. You may
Oh,
be,
absolutely.
you were going one way with this character's monologue in one chapter, and you come back two chapters later, and you're like, why does it sound like a comedy now? I don't
Mhm.
get it. Stuff like that.
Yeah. So I had to continue someone's novel,
That's
the
tough.
novel's extra.
Oh, that's a popular
So
one too. That's tough.
oh, have you read it?
And no,
Yeah,
but
I
I know it's
continue. So I
popular.
had to translate the side stories. And then it was a very, very big challenge for me because I've never continued someone's work, especially creative writing. If
Hmm.
it's like you said, it's fine if it's corporate, because like it's very rigid and very like dry, but then it's creative
Right. You
writing.
just follow guidelines. That's it.
Uh-huh. And then so I had to like read through like 400 plus chapters. I don't know, 600. I don't remember. And then I had
Oh
to
my
like
gosh.
pay attention to the writing style of the previous translator. And I really couldn't do that
Right.
because it's not who I am. It's not how I write things.
Mm.
Luckily, my editor at that time, Mike, he was really, really good. And he told me, like, just write it however you want. I'll take care of like switching things up to make it sound more continuous, like connected to the main story. So yeah, that like really saved me a ton. But I completely
Oh
get
my
what you
gosh.
mean.
Wow, he's amazing.
He is amazing. And I think he's worked on a lot of our novels and like all of like his quality is really top notch.
I wanted to add on that I've had to oversee a novel once that had 7 or 8 translators on it,
Oof.
and I
Yo,
was the
really?
lead. I know, I know. I was the lead translator and the lead editor in charge of making sure all the styles and names and everything was consistent.
Oh yeah, that is
Uh-huh.
Oh
rough.
my goodness. Never, ever, ever again.
But wait,
Wow.
Edvo.
Uh
So
huh, uh
you
huh.
said that you had 7 people working on one novel. Is that
Mm
were you guys building a house or something?
hmm. I can't remember why we had so many, other than everyone really liked that novel. People wanted to work on it, and I guess we just wanted to try something different. Oh, everyone had their own main projects, so this was kind of a
Okay.
secondary project, and we figured with more people on it, it would get done way faster. And it was done way faster, and I compounded my pain by so much by having so many different people work on it.
I can't imagine like having 7 different 7 different writing styles in a novel. It's like what do you call that? There was this movie, right? The movie with one guy with multiple personalities.
Hmm. I don't know.
With
Like
personality disorder.
yeah, there was a movie about one guy he got like 3 girls locked up in his basement, but like every
Yo.
time he visits them is like he comes as a
What
different
the heck?
person.
Okay, we're gonna
Tokki, what
ignore
kind
that
of movies are
creepy
you
portion of your
watching?
movie. We're gonna ignore you.
Yeah.
Edvo, that 7 translator novel that you're working on. Well, hopefully that wasn't your
Yes.
first novel. I hope that wasn't your first novel, right? Tell me no, because my God, that would have been miserable.
No, 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 it
Okay,
wasn't.
then what was your first novel?
It wouldn't have surprised me if it had been my first novel, because that
Oh,
kind of crazy thing is what you do when you are a new translator and you have no idea what you're getting yourself into.
you're like, yeah, I'll join the translation team.
I know, right? My first novel is actually Sovereign of the Three Realms, and I distinctly remember
Uh huh.
thinking, oh, I'm not gonna choose a super short novel like a lot of people are doing. Nuh-uh. It's gotta be at least 2,000 chapters or bust, because come on. I mean,
Yo, let's
yeah,
go,
we're
let's
playing with the
go.
Ooh.
big guys here. Come on. Yeah, I kind of regretted, and back then, that was really early stage for the scene. Twice daily updates were not the norm. I think you started off at 5 chapters a week, maybe, and then gradually it
Uh huh.
ramped up to
Mhm.
7 chapters a week, and then gradually it ramped up to 2 chapters a day. So more than 2,000 chapters at
Ooh.
let's say daily updates, 7 days a week. I think my first novel took me like
Uh
more
huh.
than 5 years to translate. It was a very long time. And about year 3, I heavily regretted choosing such a long novel.
Oh, I bet. That was oh my gosh. Your attention span and like, commitment is incredible. Quick word from our sponsor, Wuxiaworld.
Attention all Wuxia warriors. Brace yourselves for the ultimate binge reading feast during Wuxiaworld's Read Rush. From April 17th to April 30th, break free from the wait to unlock norm as you get to unlock 8 thrilling novels at double the speed every single day. Double the free reading, double the excitement. Explore new worlds and lose yourself in our selection of the month. Don't miss out on this rare opportunity to binge read like never before. Visit www.wuxiaworld.com and start reading today.
So you mentioned that you had a very, very long project as your first novel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was like 9 years ago, is it?
Yeah. 20,
Wow.
Wow.
2015, I
So
believe.
what was it
Yeah.
like being one of the pioneers translating web novels back then? I mean, you were on the Wuxia
Oh
Oregon
my
Trail,
gosh.
right?
Yes, I was. I think I
He's aging you right now. First,
Yeah,
he
what's the
talks
Oregon
about
Trail?
ET and
What's that? What's an
wrinkles.
antique? I was heavily involved in most of all the early stuff just because I was involved so early on. And I feel like back then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I often described it as the Wild West because it was really like the Wild West.
Oh, then the Oregon Trail was right.
Stuff was just
Yeah.
starting up and there was no clearly defined, business model or way to get authorizations or anything like that. And it was
Mm.
just kind of people picked up novels that they liked and wanted to share with people. They would translate a chapter here or there and then
Uh-huh.
probably disappear around 20 chapters in because it was way too much work than they
It's a time
realized, or
commitment.
they had exams and stuff
Ooh.
like
Uh-huh.
that. So
Yeah.
it was a constant field of, oh my gosh, the time commitments, a lot of effort. It was a constant field of stuff getting picked up, stuff getting dropped. But it was also really fun because the enthusiasm and passion for the scene back then
Mm-hmm.
was unparalleled. We would get essay length comments
Mm-hmm.
and people would talk and speculate on stuff all the
Oh, you
time.
lucky dog.
I know,
So,
in many ways,
so you don't get like those like
Why you call
thank
her
you
a
spams.
dog?
yeah,
I said
no,
you
no
lucky
thanks.
dog.
No thanks for the chapter, or stuff like that. It was legit comments, and people
No
were so,
TYs.
yeah, people were so excited.
Back,
You
I
lucky.
I remember back then people were so hungry
Hmm.
for chapters. Like people would spam refresh, and then whenever a translator would go missing, and I distinctly remember it was I forgot which novel, but there was this one comment someone wrote because the translator was AWOL
Uh-huh.
for like months, and someone actually wrote there, "I went to jail and came back, and
Oh
there's
my
still no
gosh,
chapter."
what the heck? Wow, that's intense.
So yeah, back then the hunger for for translated stuff was like real back then.
What prompted you to establish Volare then? Because I know you said you were basically there from the very beginning. So you decided, you know what, I need more work and I need my own website. Is that what you decided?
Totally, glutton for
Not
punishment?
enough work?
No, it was because back then, what really caught everyone's eye was wuxia and xianxia novels. So that was the main fare that was being
Hmm.
translated. And I'm a bookworm, so I love reading. I love reading a
Hmm.
ton of different authors and genres. So I felt like
Uh
there were
huh.
so many more novels that weren't being tapped or that weren't being shared with the rest of the world. So that was why I founded Volare
Uh huh.
Hmm.
Novels. It was basically, our tagline was off the beaten path. So we picked novels that were different, that
Oh,
were, yeah, not being explored in the community at the time.
Okay.
so then how did you choose novels to translate? Did you just be like, oh, I like this? Or were you like, oh, this one has no attention. I want this?
It was very much a function of what the translators wanted to translate at first. I'm a huge proponent of having translators actually like the work they're working on, partially because for Chinese novels, at least,
Hmm.
they're at the very least hundreds and hundreds of chapters long. So if life will be miserable if you hate your novel. And eventually, I think it's also apparent in the chapters as well. When you hate your novel, you're not going to go the extra mile to
Hmm.
think of a cool name or do extra research to make sure all the names and writing styles match up. You're just going to pretty much be on autopilot and churn out chapters. So that does not make for a
Hmm.
fun reading experience. And back then, passion and fun were really huge keywords of the scene. So translators did a lot of their own picking.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, when we all had more experience and I was in contact with the Chinese publishers a lot, I started going through lists of stuff they would want to
Oh.
push. And I looked at titles that I think had potential and try to gauge on what would do well with the community at large.
Hmm. So you mentioned that passion was a big thing back then,
Hmm.
right? When you were hiring
For sure.
translators, or like, so would you have hired me
Oh, he's very passionate.
I
If you're ever
mean,
on like the Korean side, Korean channel, he's always
if
very
you
passionate
remove
about his
if you
novels.
remove passion from me, if you remove passion from my body, I'm just a corpse. I'm just a dead cold corpse. Passion is all I have.
I just heard Yojj
He's
ask you where
very
your
energetic.
chapters are, so I gotta make sure my
Oh,
folks have
oh,
to, hand in their work on time. That's also very important.
I'm
See? Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
passionate,
She
but I
gets
do
it.
have commitment issues. Yeah.
Oh
Damn.
no, no, no. Bad news bears. That's no good.
I don't
Oh
know if it's
shit! I
good.
just failed my interview.
Just passion, just passion.
But then that's all you're gonna get, passion. You know? All passion, no
Oh
chapters.
boy.
Instead of chapter, when
Well,
you upload a
technically,
chapter, the chapter will be full of like rants.
You want to be a reader? You could be the best reader around.
Oh my god, guys, about this part. Yeah, you're right. He'd be a great
Yeah.
reader.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Anyways. So from finance bro to translator and then to running a website. What was running Volare novels like? Was it like another desk job or was it like your finance job? How was it
Oh,
different?
definitely very, very different. Because I would equate it more to
Mhm.
having your own startup. Just running your own business puts you in a
Oh.
very, very different mindset than compared to clocking in and out for work or sitting down at a desk.
Mhm.
It's you're constantly thinking about work all the time and you're thinking about how to improve business, how to, achieve your next goals and that sort of thing. It's completely different, for sure. And I eventually, that is also one of the reasons why I got out of it because I realized I was spending so much more time on business admin and people management that I was losing sight of why I changed careers. I switched out from finance
Uh-huh.
partially because I was getting way burned out, that crazy schedule and the pressure
Uh-huh.
and the high stakes. And also because I genuinely loved sharing these novels with the rest of the world. I mean, so often we see it's, Hollywood
Mhm.
exporting media and content to the rest of the world. And wow, for the first time, we're kind of reverse
Mhm.
exporting Asian culture back, and people are interested in it, and they find it fun. They're
That's true.
excited by it. So that was really, really cool. So I changed careers because I really wanted to share all of these stories with the rest of the world, and I wanted to write and translate. So running Volare definitely took up
Mhm.
most of my time, most of my life, and it wasn't what I came to enjoy to do. And so that was why eventually I stepped down
Mhm.
from running it.
I mean, it makes
Ah,
sense if you
I
gave up
totally
like, a
understand what you
desk
mean.
job so you don't have to chase people for emails and responses, and now you're
Shaboom.
back to managing translators, chasing for chapters. Yeah.
Right, right, you got it.
Did I freeze again?
Can you say that
Yeah.
again? Can you say that again?
What does Riverside have against me? See, whenever I start making fun of Toki today, Riverside cuts me off. It doesn't want me making fun of him.
Mm,
I was making fun of Toki that being
Maybe I secretly bought their stocks.
clearly, every time I try shit talking about you, they're like, freeze. Ugh. Did I freeze again?
Be nice.
It must have been nice, managing Volare, because I'm sure every translator gets their chapters on time, and it's definitely not like herding cats and asking everyone for their chapters every day, right?
totally not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also one of the big things too, because I worked in finance before, and especially in New York City, it's all very much of a go 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 all the time, and people can be really harsh
Mhm.
and in your face, and just you're expected to perform, no excuses, no whatever. So that was the type of culture that I
Mhm.
was used to, and that was also kind of, I would have the urge or the instinct to bring that to my management style as well. But that absolutely does not work in a
Mhm.
creative environment. Does not work by far. It's kind of the antithesis of what you should do. So
Mhm.
I really struggled with that. And eventually I was like, you know what?
Do you want to drop names?
Nah, hells no. I'm not doing that.
Hey, we're at Teahouse. Spill all the tea.
So all you translators who gave Etvo a hard time, you know who you are. She doesn't have to drop your names.
So not watching this podcast.
Maybe they will be, and they're like, "Oh shit, she's talking about me."
No, I think it's gonna be more like, oh shit, she's talking about me.
Or it could be like, I wasn't that much of a problem. She's talking about someone else.
Oh no, Edvo love me. That's not me. That's not me.
Yep.
Definitely not me.
Mm-hmm.
Etvo must be being very nice to Tokki today.
I like how Tokki and I are having our own conversation.
I know. It was supposed to be me and Etvo, not Etvo and Tokki.
Yeah, we're having our own conversation, whereas
Tokki, you're hosting the next one, so I can shit talk about you.
poor Yojj is just like, yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you want to say, Yojj?
No, because I keep
Oh,
freaking
I think she
freezing today on our
disconnected
first
again.
episode
That's
with
it for
Etvo.
today. That's it for today, everyone.
On the next episode, join Etvo as she discusses her present journey with Wuxiaworld and what the future holds for her. Woo!
But first, do you want to say goodbye to our listeners before we go, Etvo?
Bye, everyone. Thank you for having me. See you next time.
Yay!
Thanks for joining us on Wuxiaworld's Teahouse. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to hit the follow button to stay updated with our latest releases. If you want more tea, hop over to our social media or Discord and send us an email if you want to spill the tea. We'll be back every first and third Friday of the month, but check out our website, wuxiaworld.com in the meantime. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.